Hello, and you're watching Acted Out, the documentary. So, what is this documentary all about? Well, this documentary will show all of you guys what it took to make this huge movie project. And now, let's go over the process of what it took to make this absolute banger of a movie. Now, the first step to making a banger of a movie is to come up with a good concept and a good idea for the audience that you're working with. And now I did an Instagram poll like a long time ago, before I even started to record this document, about what genre of movie they would prefer to watch. Most of y'all selected both action and comedy together, as I wanted to have at least two pairs of genre in one movie. So that's the first idea. The first idea is to make a action and comedy based movie that will be appealing to the audience and appealing to those who are watching it. To dive deeper into this topic, I asked my followers of what makes them laugh. Like, what do they find humor in? And so after looking through a few suggestions as shown here, but I want to blur it out because I wanted this to all be a surprise so that you guys will find out during the movie production. But a lot of people chose mostly the similar things, and some things are, let's just say, very interesting indeed. And yeah, so after looking through all the suggestions and all the things they find humor in, I picked the few best ones and I decided to import them into the movie. Now welcome on to step number 2, which is making the script as well as researching ideas and inspiration. Now, when coming up with the script has to be very iconic and very meaningful to the movie. And so I really thought of the many ideas that my followers have gave me. Plus, I did some research online of how to make a good script, as well as some inspiration to put onto the script. And after scouring on Google for good scripts and bad scripts, and also scripts that might have caught my attention, as well as popular action and comedy movies, I just found some of the best ideas, some of the best inspirations, as well as a good baseline and a good starting to how to prepare the script. Now, step number 3 is to know the movie elements. So, I decided to look into a couple of movie elements in person, where I will be taking past Cliveden as of filming this documentary. Past Cliveden will show you all the elements to is in our theater that's located inside of our school. Take it away, past Cliveden. So here I am about to look over the few stuff here. So as you can see here, this is a couple of costume sketches. So I thought that would be useful to plan out my characters. Then here's like the backstage where it shows off all the action that happens behind the play. Some scenery lights so that they can get the proper lighting to ensure that the play does well as in films. And here is showcasing some of the posters for the plays, which I will be making my own movie poster soon. And after this, I decided to go interview Miss MCNEE. Welcome back, and thank you for joining us for my capstone mentor, Miss MCNEE. Thank you for joining us.
Audience.
Okay, now for this segment of the documentary, I'm going to be sharing some questions on how I'm going to take the inspiration to make the perfect movie possible, which I will be presenting in May. Now, Ms. MCNEE,
Yes.
you've known to be a drama teacher for the last, who knows how many years in a row?
Almost 20.
20 years?
Yes.
That's amazing. All right, so I'm going to ask you some questions
Okay.
and try your best to answer them.
Thank you.
Based on your own experience and also with both your drama company as well as your theater company here in Burnett. Okay, question number 1. In your own words, please describe how would you teach young actors like me of how to perfect themselves to become a good actor?
It's a huge question, Cliveden. So, I mean, I've been teaching, for about 20 years, but teaching or learning how to be an actor, I think is a lifelong process. And so I always start my actors with the basics of like body awareness, body control, and then vocal awareness and vocal control. And then we start to put those together to create character. So teaching students how to trust their instincts and think creatively. Acting takes a lot of thought. It takes a lot of observation of people, other people, the human condition. It takes a lot of insight and empathy and understanding. So acting is really a culmination of so many things put together. And every performer is going to have their own strengths and their own things to work on, but it's also what makes performance so beautiful is that everyone has their own take on it, and their own way to interpret a character. So I think practice, learning, body control, vocal control, understanding people, observing people, and drawing those little details into your own performances, as well as how to understand a script, how to engage an audience, how to feel comfortable and confident and clear, and above all, just be open to transforming yourself into others.
Okay, thank you very much. Question number 2. Have you ever faced any significant challenges? And if so, how did you overcome them?
I love it. Here you wrote in your acting career. So my acting career was very short. It was before I became a teacher. So I performed, I started performing in high school and then through university and then after university. Challenges or obstacles in your acting career. And I guess it goes for any challenges or obstacles. It all depends how hard you want something, how bad you want it, and how driven you are to pursue what you want. So I think with acting especially, there's a lot of rejection, and you have to keep trying. So perseverance is an amazing character trait to have. And even just hard work beyond talent, just the drive to keep going often separates people that start acting to those people that continue acting. Just the drive and the perseverance, and also realizing that acting is a craft as well as an art. And so the art is the creative side, and the craft is the training and the discipline necessary to make a career out of it.
Okay. Question number 3.
Yes.
What is your process of memorizing a line? Because memorizing a movie script is not that easy.
No.
And so you need to memorize the whole entire thing, especially when you have a big role. And so, what is your process of doing that?
Memorizing is hard. Memorizing is really hard for me. And I think it's getting harder as I age. So as a younger actor, I know for me, repetition with the people I had lines with was always really helpful. Just going over lines together as a group. For me as a performer, also identifying my movement to my words was really helpful as well. So repetition with movement to get it into the body. But my husband, who's an actor, he often does a lot of audio stuff. So there's a lot of great apps out there where you could record the other people's lines and then practice responding, and then or practice your own lines first and then practice responding. So we do a lot of different games in theater company as well to help train. Basically, it is a skill that improves with practice, and it's not easy for me.
And now, question number 4. How do you handle with stage fright? Because for me, I'm going to admit to everyone who is watching that I am a person who's known for stage fright a little bit, but I don't show it a lot, and I continue to improve that every single day. And so, how do you improve not getting stage fright?
What a great question. Stage fright is part of the process, and it actually can feel like a big obstacle in the beginning, but interestingly, it kind of turns into the excitement and the buzz that people love about performing. It's like the two-sided coin. So learning how to calm our bodies down through breath and stretch and movement before a presentation. Also being prepared helps reduce stage fright. Just knowing what you're doing, again, rehearsal and repetition. If you're well prepared, you feel more confident in your delivery, in your performance. That can help reduce nerves. And again, just the more you do it, the more comfortable you become on stage. So it's practice and turning that fright into excitement. And making it fun is also a great way to handle things that might freak you out.
Okay, thanks. And when starting a new production of movie, TV shows, or plays, you have to be prepared for a specific role that they assigned you. And so, question number 5, which is, how do you prepare for a role both physically and mentally?
Great questions. Again, it's your homework. That's your homework. As an actor, your role is to prepare, right? If someone's going to hire you to play a certain character, they expect you to do the work. So what does that mean? That means study and research. That means analysis, and putting all your research in together into using your body and your voice to translate your work. So, is that what you were looking for?
Yeah, that's exactly what you're I mean, you tried to answer the questions best, and yet you did. And so I was able to take inspiration from that. And now, question number 6. How do you share a memorable moment from your past productions? Because Theatre Company has been known for making many plays all throughout the years of Burnett. And I've seen and I've also played in one of them before, last year actually. And so, what was your most memorable moment from Theatre Company?
I don't know if there's just one memorable moment. Every single show has something that really stands out. I mean, last year, the play that you were in was so exciting because Cliveden was in the audience. He was a plant, and then he died. So that was exciting to take this play and really move it, kind of breaking the fourth wall and moving it off the stage, and it seeped into the audience. So that was a really fun memory. And then all the actors spreading throughout the audience, and the lights went off, and our red light eyes went on and freaked people out. That was a really fun element of that show. That was really fun.
Okay. And what techniques did you use to fully embody the character behind the performance?
You mean me?
Yeah.
What
techniques? Yeah.
What techniques did I use?
Yes.
Well, I just had a very small role as the teacher, and I was the head alien teacher. I didn't do too much work for that role, actually. I just kind of, worked with the idea of the context of the play. And then I felt kind of bad. I put on a very stern persona. The character was quite cruel, and I actually had some students come up to me after saying they were a little scared and they were surprised because it wasn't the Ms. MCNEE that they know.
Wow.
So I had to be really clear that it was like, no, I was acting. That was a role, and that wasn't just me.
Yeah, because you were able to convince people that you were able to embody yourself as your character. So you're taking from the character's perspective into becoming this whole different type of personality. And that's what I want to do for this movie production that I will be presenting soon in May. And now, question number 8.
Okay.
How do you prepare for auditions for those actors watching or those actors who are interested in playing in a play, movie, or TV show?
Excellent. So auditioning is a really important part of being an actor. It's your interview process. It's your chance to meet the director, the producer, and show a bit of your personality, but also show them what you can do. So it depends what you're auditioning for. If you're auditioning for a school, like to get into an acting school, then I would choose something that shows a range, an emotional range and a physical range, to show the company or the school your abilities. If it's for a specific play or a specific show, then you will get a description of the character that they're looking for. So you keep that in mind and you do your own creative take on that character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Question number 9. How do you break down a script, and what do you look for when you receive your script and you see the characters' lines that you play as?
I mean, script breakdown is a whole big process, so there's a lot of work that you can do, breaking it down into analysis. But as an actor, if you're approaching a script, approaching it with a really wide lens, and what is the whole story about? What is the main through line? Whose story is it? As well as the circumstances. We call them the given circumstances. And it's the who, what, where, when, why, understanding where this takes place, and then digging into details of like maybe what can you learn about your character from what they say, and what can you learn about your character from what others say about them or how they speak to them. There's lots of different clues in the script that as an actor you're responsible for kind of raking through the script and finding out the details that inform your character.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. And for my 10th and last question, how do you collaborate with a playwright, especially when working on original material? Because my script will be based on original material from my own perspective and my own vision.
Yes. So would you say, if I'm collaborating with you as a director, if I was going to collaborate with someone who's bringing an original script, I think the process might be also something called dramaturgy, which means helping to refine a script and define it. So making sure that the writer is becoming really clear with their thoughts and their ideas and their stories. So much of a role as a director is to act as an audience, to say what would people see and what would people understand, and then checking in with the author is like, is that the message you're sending? Is that the story you're telling? Just to make sure that the vision comes out as is intended and clearly and communicates.
All right, thank you very much, and stay tuned for more of the document to see how the production will go.
Exciting.
But anyways, learning throughout this interview that I had with Ms. MCNEE of asking her 10 questions throughout this entire interview, most of the parts that I've taken in is the process of remembering lines, how to face significant challenges and obstacles that might lie ahead in your acting and directing career, as well as teaching young actors like myself to shaping their potential into becoming a better actor, especially for this upcoming capstone project that I've been developing, as well as breaking down a script, and also also learning how to collaborate with new people and new techniques, and using those techniques to teach the other young actors which I have gathered. After that, I decided to apply for Theater Company, a after-school program in Burnett Secondary. And yeah, I decided to audition for an actor role and be a part of the cast of the theater play background, so I can get some more inspiration of how the production flows, as well as get to know the theater play side of the theater career. And yeah, so here's my audition. It's a little snippet of it, and yeah, so enjoy.
Driving down to Interstate, and it's overcast. I can see the highway stretching over the plains for miles. When I look to my right, and I see a farm, cows grazing, but past all of this, I can see trees stretched out across the sky. The stalks of wheat are like porridge, like hair, like someone's belly. And then it seems like I could see even further that past the fields, past the farms, I see water and waves. Okay guys, a part of my capstone, we're gonna see if I get into Theater Company. Okay, now we're gonna see if we got into Theater Company right now, after all these people move out. Okay, reveal in 3.
Oh!
Let's go!
He got in.
Oh my gosh, let's go!
Oh, that is crazy. Congratulations. Okay.
Oh my gosh, guys.
Yeah, press game.
We made it.
Press game.
We got it. We got it. Say hello to your next future star, bro. No way.
Yeah, press game conference. How are you feeling after getting
I'm
onto theater
actually-
company.
I'm actually like I'm really happy that I was able to get in, you know? Oh my goodness. Grade 9, I gave up. Like, literally, I started my audition in grade 9 and then gave up in grade 10 and 11. But now, take a look at that. We are in. We are in, bro. We are in. I'm on the next year's cast. Now I just need a pencil to sign that, so I'm gonna get a pencil. So
Okay.
We'll be right back. Okay, so I'm gonna make the signing. Signed, guys. We're signing. So now the next clips will show me being on cast here. So see ya.
So after doing that, I did some auditions, like I ran over auditions in October, as well as looked over the script for the theater company play. And yeah, so after all that, I decided to show you guys the teaser trailer for my upcoming Capstone production, like movie production. Okay, so what I've learned from my capstone project is how to make a movie, how to get the experience of making a movie, as well as learning all the production equipment such as a clapperboard and the boom mic, as well as operating the different type of camera shots, as well as handling with a large group of members using my leadership skills. Now, one of the hardest challenges that I had to face throughout this whole production of the capsule is to time management. Time management has been it has been pretty difficult because we've been working for this for like almost the entire school year, and with everybody's like time managements that I had to juggle around, it was kind of the hardest thing that I had to do, especially because for those members of the cast and production crew, well, not gonna go dive into the specifics, but yeah, for those people that is on the team for the production, as well as some of them being actors, are university students. And you know how like university students have the most hardest schedules of their whole entire life. So that's why I had to take the time to juggle it around really carefully, as well as try my best to use the time efficiently. Not to mention commitment. Commitment has been another hard one for me, as yeah, especially for everybody else, because not everyone has the same commitment level as yours truly. So it was kind of hard to also motivate them to keep on going, but at the end we were able to succeed in this entire production. Now, moving on to the outro. And that's about it for my capstone presentation today, as yeah, this capstone presentation is supposed to demonstrate how a movie is supposed to be formed and how a typical production will go, and how it brought a new overall experience to me as a person who has a passion for theater and filmmaking. And yes, that is going to be it for my capstone. And I say thank you all for watching. And if you have any questions, make sure to refer to Clifton in person. But anyways, I'll see you in the next one. Bye!